Hello, this is Cotton Stoops, and today's HTUC video I am joined by Jolty, and we're gonna be redoing an HTUC on Wendolen. Wendolen is a bit off meta right now, but is still plenty viable in most of the metagames it is in, and is still pretty good and something I would recommend. So, today's video is all about how to use and counter Wendolen, from the teammates and counters and checks you'll need to know in order to know how to use Wendolen in the battle, as well as the roles, the offensive coverage, and the sets you'll need to know for basically every single Wendolen you'll ever use. Today's video is all about how to use and counter Wendolen. So, the role that Wendolen plays is an essential question to ask, and we can answer this with its base stats. His base stats are really simple, with its only bad stats being its HP and melee defense, both being in the 50 range, which is not really good, making Wendolen one of the frailer Lumians for offensive stuff. And of course, you do have a decent range attack stat of 93, which isn't the best, but it is a bit lower compared to other range attacking Lumians like Wendolen and Stratosaur, who can hit hard in the right circumstances, which means in some circumstances you can too. And your energy is 80, which is not the best considering it's not as high as the starters, but this is enough energy to get up to 250 energy. And your range defense is a bit decent on its own, but ultimately gets held back by your HP. And finally, your best stats being your melee attack and speed, all being above 100. Your melee attack is contending for one of the higher melee attack stats in its kind of tier, so that's pretty good. What role does Wendolen play? Obviously, it is a strong and decently fast cleaner. It is a great revenge killer because of its speed tier, and it is frail, hard to switch in, and would probably need pivots or double switching to get in the battle. So with that out of the way, let's talk about the offensive coverage for Wendolen.
Wendolen's offensive typing is Spirit, with 3 weaknesses being Mind, Brawler, and Spirit, and its resisting types are Light, Ancient, and Dark. My ranged Wendolen set is 16 HP, 84 energy, 200 ranged attack, and 200 speed to be hitting physically as hard as possible and being as fast as possible. 84 energies for 250, and 16 is just leftovers. The ability is Finesse and Temper. Its item is Speciality Boots, with its personality being Frail, Very Smart, and Foolish. The moveset being Spectral Burst, Shadow Sprint, Dark Surge, and Frost Beam.
Wendolen's cleaning set, which will be probably one of the more common sets for you guys, will be running the ability Sharp Claws. This is how you could boost all of your melee attacking moves, which is pretty nice. And your personality of choice will be very brawny or nimble, clumsy, foolish. You can of course run the alternative of brawny nimble, but this set will mainly utilize its speed, so we can outspeed as much as we can. And our moveset of choice will be Adaptive Assault, Mega Chomp, Body Slam, and Dazzling Barrage. This is so we can hit as much as we can. Dazzling Barrage obviously for the spirits and dark types, and Body Slam is a bit useless, so I can see you guys running a Rejuvenate or I think it gets Provoke as well, or Shadow Sprint, which are all perfectly fine. The item of choice will be the Clutch plushie here, so we can survive as much as we can and try and win 1v1 matchups in the late game because of your defenses. But other items like the essences or the shells, less likely shells because you're cleaning, but essences mostly, which is pretty good. And finally, the TPs. 84 energy lets you get up to 250 energy, which will allow you to use 5, or it will just let you get up to 250 energy, which is pretty good overall. 16 HP is leftovers because we maxed out our stats in the melee attack and speed.
Its defensive counters and checks are Oxydrake, Obsidragon, Tundralin, Wobelisk, Harvesect, and Barblast, while its offensive ones are Declips, Ikazane, Nymare, Phage Knot itself, Vesperatu, and Zula. Anyways, I'll give this baton off to Stoops.
And finally, Wendolen's offensive and defensive teammates are pretty simple. You just want to run stuff that can take down the walls that Jolty said, and stuff that has pretty good matchups against the offensive checks. So, Valkyrie and Eclipse are really good as they are light types. You can take out Obsidian, Tundrelin, and Wobelisk, or mostly Valkyrie, not really Eclipse. Pivots like Phage Knot, Ursnack, and Luminami are great because this will help Wendolen get in the battle much easier, and you can use the standard wall breakers of Ikuzune, Shachi, and Halvantic, who can all hit really well against the Wendolen defensive counters and checks. Valkyrie is a bit more niche, so I wouldn't really recommend this over something like not Valkyrie, but Shachi or Ikuzune, so that's just a thing to consider. So with that out of the way, let's talk about the conclusion and our thoughts on Wendolen. So overall, Wendolen is a pretty nice Lumion. I had a lot of fun talking about Wendolen because Jolty helped me out with this video, so props to him for actually doing this with me. And watch out next week because we are doing a collab episode, so have fun with that. Thanks for Jolty for doing this video with me and helping me out, especially for that range set. So yeah, if you liked the video and found this informational, subscribe, and of course, if you want to see more of my stuff, then turn on post notifications, join my Discord if you want some future leaks on stuff that I'll do, and yeah, remember that Zulong is still a dumpster fire.